My childhood? Not much to tell, really. Oh, let's see. Well, my mother was a lesbian with an innate gift for... Really? Don't say "oh" like that, as if it was something. It was nothing. It is nothing. She was simply a lesbian, that's all. Is a lesbian. Is. But you see, back then, it didn't have the same socio-political cachet it has nowadays. No, back then, there was still a certain stigma and prejudice attached to it. So, in a moment of reckless abandon, she married my father and pretended to be happy and enacted rapture in his embrace, and one thing led to another, and hence me. But not to imply that it was plain sailing from there. Oh God, no. Those two were completely mismatched. I mean, not just in that sense, but in every sense. They never fought, which was a blessing, believe me, but that was partly due to the fact that they never really spoke to one another to begin with. It did make for a quiet and peaceful childhood, though, if a little remote. But, well, my upbringing was placed in the muscular hands of a rather solemn woman from Bulgaria, named Sophia, oddly enough. She never spoke much, but what rare utterances she did make were in this obscure Slavic dialect, which I'm told is all but now extinct. So, my mother's and Sophia's relationship became one of less commercial overtones, which, come to think of it, made Sophia far less solemn, but no less taciturn. Whilst my father, rather predictably, pursued dalliances with local women of a more flavorful character, whose interests were more in rapport with his own. I, on the other hand, became known to both of them as something of an embarrassing aberration in a time period of their lives they just as soon not give a second thought about. I mean, other than that, it was as dull as dishwater.